Hello, everyone. This is the African Actions Network. I am James Jensen. I'm sitting here at this time, and I want to invite each and every one of you to join us. It's been a long time, but again, we are glad to be here because the clock of the world is ticking, so we have to be busy everywhere and every time. But today, we want to um, firstly, again, let me say you are welcome. This is the African Actions Network. We are always happy to see you joining us and also make a comment, share the broadcast. And yeah, we will be glad if you can just do us a favor and be part of our platform and contribute as wise as you can. What do we intend to do today is to discuss about the 100-day deliverables. We want to join the discussion. There's a lot of conversation around the 100 days of the Boakai government. We also want to see whether we can make some sense in the direction. We want to look at Liberia in a holistic sense and see whether we can make some meaningful contribution towards what is going on in that country. So, so you join us. So what has happened? What is your take on the Boakai government since 100 days gone now? The government still have enough time. The government has set on agenda, arrest. What I'm frustrated about is that I always said, and I've said on the show, that the arrest is not well defined, in my opinion. What do I mean by that? To have an acronym is not all to it. All of those who have had an opportunity to work with a strategic plan, you will know that for sure that there's a need to break down and give a spreadsheet as to some of those things they're going to be doing year to year, so that Liberian can keep track of those things you say you're going to do, rather than just saying, okay, we have arrest and then that's all about it. Maybe you have a document that's lying on somewhere, but Liberian cannot point out those actionable issues, those activities that you can point to. You see, this is where the government has said they're going to do. Like, for example, the 100 days. What are those things that we could hold the government to say, okay, the government said they're going to do this 100-day deliverables. We're going to do this thing within 100 days. We're going to do. The only thing we do in Liberia is we do a lot of talking. And the only talking that we got from the government was that Joseph Boakai has promised that after 100 days, there will be no car that will get stuck in the mud. I think that's the thing that resonated with Liberians. That's the thing that Liberians actually got to understand about this arrest whole issue. But then we asked the question, what was the plan for education? The children of Liberia, those who are in the street, the market women, the salary payment, and those basic things that could catch the attention of Liberians. That they will appreciate the government and say, well, the government has done, said we're going to do A, B, C, D. They did A, B, C, D, or they did A, B, and then they did not do C and D. So this is how we begin to evaluate the government. But we have no idea as to how the government activities, their spreadsheet on arrest was planned for 100 days. Definitely, we had no other way to better evaluate them and say, this is what they have done, and these are the things they haven't done. So today we want to look at it. What are the achievables for the first 100 days? As the first 100 days, because from this, we're going to be talking about maybe probably the whole year. What are going to be the government own plans to execute those activities that we can see maybe when the year comes to a close. The first 1 year, what is the government achievement? So if we cannot get a clear understanding as to the 100-day deliverables, we cannot be, I'm not sure we can then begin to look at the timeline, the activities, the money that's going to be spent on the first 1 year. There was a budget that was passed by the government, and the budget, the budget was for 1 year, but it starts from the very day the government came to power, the inauguration. Because the moment the government got elected and got inaugurated, all spending should be by budgetary allocation. No one should spend money outside of the budget. So if I had the spreadsheet that government has distributed and say, well, these are the things we want to do, we probably could be looking at that spreadsheet right now and say, well, okay, government plan to have done this for the first let's say the first 100 days, and these are the things they have done. But I'm not sure the government also has clearly laid out those achievable. I know Boakai spoke, but I'm still hoping that probably the information arm will be able to really expand and say these are the things we did, and these are the things we did not do because of A, B, C, D. That gave the people of Liberia hope, and they can see that okay, the government is more proactive and they are working for Liberians. But if you don't have these things done, Liberians are going to be concerned, and probably you and I will not know how to checkmate. I use the word checkmate or the phrase checkmate, but we didn't know how the government is functioning, right? What are the things the government have done? So if I were to ask you, what do you name me 5 things that the government did for the first 100 days? What would be the 5 things that you would speak about? Hmm? You must have having a conversation, although this is not something that we can but if you want to interact, probably we can also do that. But this, I'm just asking this question because I want you to have your mind on those things that you have seen since the 100 days are gone. But I want to ask the question: how many government officials declare their assets? Some were talking about achievables and other stuff. The first thing the government promised was to ensure transparency and accountability. How many government officials? Is there a list of government officials who have declared their assets and those who haven't? Those who haven't? I'm not sure I have one. I'm not in Liberia, so I can't do much research. I would have loved to do intensive research. Maybe go to the maybe I just walk to the Ministry of State, right? And ask the Minister of State, can you? I know the Minister of State is not responsible for drafting or for having a list of those who declare an asset, but every actionable act, every action that's taken by a sector within government, there should be a copy to the Minister of State. So if I went to the Minister of State and said, can he give me the list of all the government officials who declare their asset? Joseph Boakai or his lieutenant should be able to say, well, these are, or this is the list of individual or officials who have declared their assets. And those who haven't declared their asset, we either the president has promised to dismiss them because this is agenda number one of the president's first 100 days. Let us assume, as I say again, let me repeat, I do not have a spreadsheet of those things that Boakai said you were going to do. The only thing I know that he said during his annual message was after the 100 days, there will be, no car will get stuck in the mud. Even though people try to paraphrase that now because they know it's not feasible, that statement was made in maybe mistakenly. I would say maybe it was a slip of tongue, right? But let's ask for transparency and accountability purposes. What is the list of all government officials that are working now, whether they declare their assets? Can I go to the national legislature and get a list of all public officials who declare their asset? The government, the legislature should be concerned about these things because if the government officials, from the president clean down to the legislators, if they are concerned about transparency and accountability and they want to ensure that every official of government declare their asset as per law, then by this time, the first 100 days, we should be seeing a list of all government officials who declare their assets. I'm not sure whether the media herself has published any list of those officials of government that declare an asset. Because even asset declaration is like a joke. Joseph Boakai declares assets. I know of that. I know that Yomli Kanga Lawrence declared her assets. I know that Darius Dillon declared his assets. But those assets, were they published? I know Darius, I think I saw him displaying his assets on one occasion in the press conference or whatever you call it. And I think normally may have done similar situation, but I'm talking about where the public, because asset declaration, it makes no sense if asset will be declared and they are held secret. The law said asset must be declared and made public. So the reason of this is just for transparency. Like I will even want to ask further. The judge will declare his assets after he left government. No. The asset declaration says that when you come in, you declare asset. When you leave in, you declare your asset. The George Weah declares asset. Did the government, the United Party government, ask George Weah to declare his asset saying he was going? The reason for asset declaration is not just for a fun fair. You declare your assets so that your fixed amount that your worth will be known while you are entering public office. And when you leave in, your worth must be known so that you live in, so that people can just oppose these two things and say, okay, the man did not steal money, did not do this. So, I mean, this is how people should take these laws very seriously. When laws are made, are not just for forfeit or are not for tag. The laws that are made should not target individuals. The law should be made for everybody. So, can you give me an answer to that? Whether or not any of you have seen the list of public officials, all of them, the law says all public officials must declare an asset. Which one of them declared an asset? And which of them did not declare an asset? And which one of them declared an asset and was made public? Even the president of Liberia, Joseph Boakai, did not declare his asset, but he did not make it public. So if we are grading that, I will put X, or I will give the government D, because Joseph Boakai himself doesn't have a list to say these are the people who declare an asset, or I'm taking action on all of those officials who did not declare the asset in the first 100 days. By now, even his briefing recently, he should have said some of these things. I declared that my government would have been transparent and accountable. And those officials that were told to declare an asset and did not declare the asset, they will be fired. Liberia have 5 million persons, right? So one person leaving, there are more educated Liberians who can do the work. But if you do that, then of course you set a good example. People begin to look at it like a very honest leader who want to bring about change, who want to rescue the country. So my question is, how many of you have seen the list of those who are there? If you have seen the list, please, we just want to ask you to really just drop it to us. We'll be glad to see that list. I haven't seen one. The only thing I know about that's what I've said. I know about Joseph Boakai declaring asset, Yomble Kanga, Darrell Dylan. Maybe other people did is Nicodemus Lee. Probably we don't know that, but they probably don't know about that. All right. But the public is not aware, it's the obligation of the government to make sure that they have the list of all of those who have declared asset and those who have not. Even the mouthpiece of the government should be able to tell us now, the assets being declared. You can't sit and pretend about these situations. You're running a government. You're running a government, and honestly, you can't run a government and not be open-minded and don't live by the laws. I'm more curious sometimes when I see, people, people defending government. But it's not just about defending government. It's about doing the things that you need to do. Work for Liberians. You work for Liberians. Let Liberians get to realize that you are working for them. It's not a good thing to promise Liberia and after freedom, people say business as usual. Even that, the definition others are giving, business as usual means everything that has got the country backward should be avoided. Right? So how many of you are informed or have seen the list of all of the public officials who have declared their assets? How many of you? How many of you have seen the list? How many persons did declare their assets on the first 100 days? That should be one of the actionable issues, right? Yeah, it should be one of the actionable issues. Because accountability and transparency is one of the premises that we are forgetting. I mean, you can't already. So even though we haven't seen one come by, but I'm not sure that's going to work. Liberians, I guess, they get tired with certain people to tell you out. All right. But the question is, even we are himself, did he declare his asset? When you come in, declare your asset. When you leave in, declare your asset. That's how people take people serious. The America that we all sometimes talk about, some of over here, they put on joke with when they say this is a law, they want to live by the laws. So you come up with all kind of big promises. Now your officials, you don't have a list of those who have declared their assets. If I'm not, now, I'm just doing a little scanted thing here, but if I was doing even a piece of right out and other stuff, this would be number one action. You did not tell us because your arrest has no. I have not seen one. Maybe you have it in the closet, but arrest should be broken down into what activities. The first 100 they were going to do A, B, C, D. So by this time we'll be saying, oh, A was done. We checked that. Get 100% to bucket. B was done. We checked that. C, no. So if you are not very explicit, people get into problem in analyzing things like we're doing right now. So, but one thing that we know, there are set laws. The law number one, that it should be the guiding pole, whether you wrote it down or not. We aware that your official should have declared the answer from President Clinton. The president himself said that. Yes, inaugural address and a State of the Nation address, he emphasized those things. So if Boakai officials, most of them have not declared their asset, and he has taken no action, then we'll give Boakai F in that one. I was going to give him D, but I will give him F because that's one issue that he should have taken very seriously. If the people did not declare their assets, then of course he himself should have even spoken about it. His recent briefing. And it's not about while watching issues. Boakai should have said to Liberian, look, I told all of my officials to declare an asset. Those who have not declared an asset, how do you get in tentative time? The first 100 days is gone. I give you 1 week. If you do not declare your asset, you'll be out of the government. Let's assume Boakai said that. His government will be taken very seriously, right? But if Boakai's officials, Boakai doesn't have a list of all of those who are declared assets because the public is not informed, then Boakai himself has failed in this area. Because he should be the one driving his agenda. So asset declaration is one key issue. So after the first 100 days, how many persons have declared their asset? The information minister should take the airwave and tell Liberians that, look, these officials or all of our officials declare their asset. We can attest to that. This is what we're giving. In fact, we're giving the media the list of all of the officials that have declared their asset. Maybe publish it in the center spread, or social media, just send it out. People will see these things. And you take a credit as a result of that. If all of Boakai officials have declared an asset, then people will say, wow, this is excellent. But if they haven't, and I say the only list I know about, Boakai, Nyombli, and Darius DeLong. This is not to present about it though, because even those assets they said they declare, whether the institution responsible to evaluate these assets, whether they're doing it, that's another issue. But as far as we're concerned, these are the names that we know about. Did all of the legislators declare their assets? Did all of the judiciary, the justices declare their assets? The first 100 days? I'm not sure. And Boakai himself, he's accountable to these things. If everybody in the country, the officials of government, supposed to respect the law, they should respect the law. If they don't respect the law, there are actionable things to be done. All right. So that's just one of the talking point for today's conversation. We're looking at 100 days deliverables of the Boakai's government. What is your take? What do you think? What are the things you can boast about? Let's look at sanitation, right? Sanitation. The streets of Monrovia. How better is it now than it was during the Weah's government? We don't expect Monrovia to be clean at once, but what are some of the plans that the MCC and all of those who are connected with cleaning the city, what are they doing? How pleased are Liberians with the sanitary condition in the country for the first 100 days? What are the things? I saw somebody. Let me make a little comment. I saw a drum. Right, I think all of you guys know drum. Those who don't know it well, you got to go define it. DRUM, drum. Well, drum. I saw it looked good, right? You see, it's a good design, but I just see people. Sometimes you talk, people feel like, well, because you're not in government, so you just get big mouth and talking and all of this thing. But sometimes when you take some actions, right, people can see from the distance, see the reality of things. What are they doing just for face saving? I saw the drum well designed and it's like I think mounted on the street. And I only saw one, and it was on Facebook. What is even real? That's what I don't know about, right? But I'm just talking about it because I saw that. Same, we're talking about sanitation. I'm not sure that is what the MCC is designing. Okay, it makes no sense to me. It looked good, but it makes no sense to me. Now, it's my opinion. You have your opinion. Maybe you can duck or you can say it's perfect, it's good, and all of this stuff. Why do I say it makes no sense? If you mounted a drum on the ground, I think you get something like if I'm saying four irons and it's like attached to the drum. Let's assume you have that throughout the city. You create complication. Even if you're going to loosen those screws, which is not possible either, right? Because if the dirt is put in the drum and you have it mounted on steel rods, then you're not going to tell me you're going to be lifting those things up and whatever and whatever. Maybe again, you may have all your master plan, but there must be, like for example, what people do in the United States here, what we do here, right? You have these plastic bags, these black trash cans, right? They have trash cans in their respective homes. So those trash cans, people put them outside. They have trash cans for the plastic bottles or any bottle or something. They have trash can. They have the trash can for that. You have trash can for that itself. Even at centers, at filling stations, you go there, you see how world is well designed. They have a special way of getting it done. Now, we do not know how it is. Now, I'm just saying that's one thing that I saw. I'm not even sure that is a policy decision of the MCC, but they should be very clear. I mean, at this time, sanitary condition, you are not cleaning the city. The city is still dirty. Even after 100 days when we are is gone, right? The first statement I got from the MCC, the boss, was that they could not clean the city because where they were to transport the dirt, there was fire, right? The place was burning, meaning there was fire in there, so they could not do that because the place, I don't know how to get fire in the place or that. So I said to myself, that was even a faulty statement that came from him. Because pollutant, if you get dirt, if you get fire in the trash, let's say dump site, where a lot of dirt is 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 placed, and then you get fire there. That should be a concern because uh, the smoke that comes from a burning dirt or trash or whatever's there, that's a health problem for dwellers, those in those environment. You know, so instead of cutting out the fire and finding solution or giving Liberian an explanation as to why the fire got there and how you are cut off the fire, you said because fire is burning, so you can't clean the city. It makes no sense. Make no sense. So for sanitary condition, I don't know how much we gave Boakai for, but that's also a failure, right? I mean, you in Liberia now, you know it better than I do. But me, my own assessment is from social media. So if your say is good, then we'll give Boakai the 100%. Or we'll give 50. Or we'll give D or give F because it means that Boakai sanitary condition is not working. It did not work for the first 100 days. So you should be the one to tell us, okay, you know what? Boakai is working. The sanitary condition in Morovia is perfect. It's good at this time. So we give him the credit, right? Or they are taking a lot of measures. For the first 100 days, they have did A, B, C. So definitely the city will be clean, right? I saw the transitional team from the onset, they said they'll clean the place. I said, transitional team, now your work. All you do is set the government into motion, let the government go get their declaration. How far did they go with that? Liberian people like pretense. We think we can do it this way. One Liberian to see that we're working. You don't need to impress anybody. Just do what you're supposed to do. The result will show. The results of what you do will definitely show. Liberia will see that you sometimes, there are some things They are self-explanatory, some what we call self-executing. Along certain action are taken into consideration. The rest of the things that are supposed to happen will happen. When it comes to like praising or human being praising another human being, it's action that are taken. The result of those actions, my brain will talk about it. When you're fighting to defend something, I saw one fellow try to explain, people misinterpreting this, how you call it, this Boakai statement that he said, oh, after the 100 days, no cow gets talking about want to modify. I say you can't do that. Sometimes you want to help your leader, you admit to certain things. When we do population, that's not about it. My boss, I sit behind you until you say this is our own low population. We didn't think that lies was the best way to do population. That's why you always consult with your bosses in the evening before you even leave. Oh, leave what? Your boss tell you that you push back. Till we can do this. At the end of the day, they see you like an honest, advisable person. You can tell people the truth. They will listen to you and say, oh, you don't have there are some pieces of advice you don't have to go public with it. But you want to come public and defend the indefensible, then that becomes a problem. So the first 100 days, tell me, what is it that you can see, you all in Liberia? Just tell us what are the things that you see that you can say, this is what Boakai has done for the first 100 days. So we talk about transparency and accountability. We have no evidence that Boakai officials, they declare their assets. If they did not declare their assets, so we gave Joseph Boakai F for transparency and accountability, meaning he didn't do well on that side. Because if your people didn't declare asset at this time, I mean, talk about the majority now. It's like, let's assume that about 200 officials and you had even less than 10 declaring an asset, that's a problem. Now, we don't have the statistics. And the reason I say we don't have the statistics, if they declare the asset is asset declaration, not to be in secret. Oh my God, why my laptop want to go off? Don't do that to me. Okay. So, just a second, guys. Okay, I have to take out this other plug. Oh. Okay, good. Great. All right. So, asset declaration, that's one thing. So, we talk about sanitary condition. How is Monrovia? When I go to Pinsville, can I see a clean red light? Is the street or the marketplace in red light? Do we have Pinsville cleared up of all of the mess that was in our place during the we administration? Suppose we go to Douala. Can we say for sure that there's no dirt, part of dirt in Douala? Suppose we go Clara Town, West Point, Waterside. Is it truthful that Boakai has cleared the street of dirt? Somebody say no. So we can say for certain that sanitary condition of Monrovia for the first 100 days is a plus for Boakai. It's not. It's a minus. It's a minus. Because the first corners of Monrovia, clean Pinsville, take all of the trash out of Pinsville, give Pinsville a very clean environment. Go to Waterside, clean Waterside, take everything out of Waterside, clear the entire dirt out of Waterside, and set the cleaning environment. I mean, set into motion how marketeers in Waterside will behave themselves, and how did you go about adhering to the set rules in keeping our place safe, clean, and have a clean environment while they're selling over there. All right. And then you go down to Douala, do the same, Clarendon. Just the structural plan that you have as to how you're going to clean Monrovia. That alone should resonate with the people at this time. They should know that this is what the government say. The government say we should have plastic bags. The government will provide plastic bags. We'll put a dirt in the plastic bag and we'll put it on the road. We'll come and pick it up on maybe what? Every weekend. maybe Saturday and Sundays, the government will come and clear all the dirt. The government has announced publicly that the day for clearing dirt from our homes or from the street is on this day. The government have said, on our selling days, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, they will take pick up all the dirt, and nobody should sell without having the prescribed plastic bag to put their dirt into it. Don't no dummy dirt in the street. So there must be a laid down clear rules how you intend to claim Morovia. But you have no idea, Liberians have no idea what plan you have that can guard them. You lead in the people. So you must set into motion what you want them to do. By this time, maybe government yourself would have had a very recognized. Come to America. Sometimes this thing you're doing, you're joking. The MCC or maybe whoever responsible for sanitary condition, come to the US. Come and sit with some officials here. Learn from them how they're doing it. Maybe you beg them, government to government transactions, city to city, establish a relationship. Like for example, Philadelphia has a black lady, right? You come here just before you have, but again, some of those things, it's just sudden. Sometimes you want to talk, everything come in your head, right? You have somebody who just wants a universal library and from there nowhere else, and then the person is this one. What is the means for that person to even have a connection with somebody here? It's possible. Don't get me wrong. It's possible, but it takes someone a difficult time to do it because the first thing is the setting of the United States. You have no understanding about it, right? So you make someone, head to claim the city, and that person has no connection with other cities around the world, not just America. You can go to France, go to Australia, go to Amsterdam. Takes those things when you spend some government money, you meet officials and ask them those hard questions. Or sometimes you just write a little concept paper, right? And these people you share with them. You seek knowledge. So when you ask, you will find. So you go to these people, you ask them, my city is dirty. I just been appointed, and I need to make some mark. But I want to get your experience. How are you managing it here? What are the best way to get this done? So you get those ideas and you go to the library. Okay, what we advise you that look, every household must always buy the plastic bag to store their dirt in it. No one throw dirt in the street. When you drive in car, you eat a banana, you throw your dirt in the plate. When we see you, we'll impound your car and you will find you and do. When you're eating your peanut, whatever's there, you might have that little plastic one, something that you put a peanut in, right? So you don't get up and be, those kind of stuff. Or your groundnut, you split it, you take the ground peel from it, and then you trash it on the ground. So when you set things to motion, Liberians will follow. So we get Joseph Boakai F for sanitary condition, except eating otherwise. Just shoot me something here, then of course maybe I will change the grade, right? Now let's look at health. How is the health condition in Liberia? How is GFK? This is not going to happen in one day time. Don't get me wrong. I know it takes time to really, really get grounded with doing what the government is supposed to do. But the reason why 100-day deliverables are set for more government is to allow the government herself to understand that look, you have to start doing something that you will get hand on and then you move forward. So what is it? Let's look at health a little bit. How the pregnant women situation, women who go into the hospital to do delivery for the first 100 days. Suppose we went to JFK, what you think the report is going to be like? Children, children health centers, how is it like? What are some of the plans? The health ministry, what are they saying? What are some of the plans for Liberian children? Are they still suffering from malaria? Are they still suffering and people had to find cojolable for them or had to go in the bush and find something? What are some of the health plans? And there are money set aside for this year. So how is it being distributed across the board so that there will be a new day, a rescue process that Liberia can be hoped for? They have centers in Liberia. How is it like? Is it better? Is JFK better? Are there ambulances? just for Morovia. I mean, how many ambulances has the government bought so far? That when there's a situation, a librarian can be sure you can call maybe 991, I don't know what kind of number you can call. They should be able to tell librarians by this time. If you have ambulance, tell librarians, so when you have emergency, you call this number, of course, will come right there. So these are things that when you start doing librarians, you don't need to get on radio sometimes. The impact will be felt by the people. So how's the health situation? Now, you guys who are in Liberia, you know it better than some of us. Maybe we just sit on the bro. We finish, people will say, oh, they finish eating hamburger, so they just sit and talk. I haven't eaten since then. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So what is the health condition? Or if you leave Morovia, can a pregnant woman who is having complication in Bome, in Kakata, needs to talk about Bon County, Bapolu, Cape Mount, Lofa, Nima, people who have complication and probably cannot handle. Is there an easy referral? Can someone leave easily and come to Morovia and seek a better medication? Even you government officials, I know it's easier for you to fly, right? You make arrangement, you fly straight to Ghana. But the ordinary people that you can serve, what are the plans? What are the things you're doing to rescue them? Rescue mission. What are the things you're doing to rescue them? You need to have a clear plan. All of the sectors in the first 100 days, you should have first told them the first 100 days we're going to do A, B, C, D. You want to set a government, just tell, look, the first 100 days we're going to establish a full government. Maybe not making big promises. We'll make sure that when you go to the health ministry, you will see a full structure. And the first 100 days, you will have the Ministry of Health giving us a strategic document as to how they're going to work in the first 1 year, the first 2 years, the first 3 years, the first 4 years, the first 5 years, and the last 6 years. How many officials, how many institutions have had a design plan to which Joseph Boakai has a copy that you can wake up today and say, just call anybody randomly on the working day. Is Mr. Minister of Justice, you had on the go one of your department, you say you're going to do A, B, C, D, and today is this day. So did you do these things you promised to do? They say no, I don't get funding. Why you don't have funding? I've been running after virtual and nothing has come true. Okay, I'm calling the Minister of Finance now and tell them why and ask them why they haven't done that. So that kind of swift actions into government. Government is working. The wheel is turning. Everybody is busy doing what they're supposed to do. People go home. They hardly can sleep. They have no time to go sit on a beer table. They are working because they want to achieve, development for Liberia. So somebody go home. They hardly sleep. They hardly have time to sit with their children. Maybe just for a little while. You are home, but you have no time because why? You are fighting. You're looking over your plans. This is what I've done. This is not what this is not achieved yet. This is what I need to do. The people, my staff force, I need to call them tomorrow. So, yes, government, I'm talking about government, a swift government, where people don't gather to play. People don't see job as well, okay, go drink beer and get a big stumble and you think that you number one citizen in the country. So for health, what is it? Now, I don't have statistics as to the health sector across Liberia. But let's look at JFK. Is JFK different as compared to JFK on George Weah? Is there anything different? Yeah, you might have done some things. I'm not sure all the people sitting down for nothing, right? You're doing something, but the impact of what you're doing, are the people feeling the impact? Now, let's go to roles, right? So for health, I don't know what grade to give them because they have, I'm talking about the information arm of the government. For God in heaven's sake, you give out a spreadsheet, you put the information out there. When you come out, listen, I was reading something online. Let me see whether I can get this done. I reading something online and talking about Joseph Boakai, what you talk about, or accountability. Joseph Boakai strengthening financial oversight and promoting ethical practices across all sectors to combat corruption. Robust anti-graft measures to ensure accountability. Okay, these are all of the knowledge, the words. People say them, they put words together. So you will not see simple English to the point where they will show you those actionable issues that have been achieved, right? Infrastructure, they say what? Maintenance of major road corridors to enhance accessibility and boost economic activity. These are all fancy things. I don't want to hear those things. I want to see actionable things. I want Liberian to feel the impact of what government is doing. It's talking about infrastructure. What I said, the bridges on the roads, right? Those roads, the places where people are, and again, let me say this. I'm certain people are working, but the impact are not being felt. And sometimes it's true. There are some things you do, the impact wouldn't be felt immediately, right? But the government has a responsibility to say, well, this is what we have done. We plan to do it. When you're honest, right, Librarian will trust you. You don't have to lie to anybody. Defensive things, we do they, we do that. They say education and youth empowerment, supporting struggling students to expand educational opportunity. So when I read these things, right, you're supporting struggling students. Oh my God, that's not what I want to hear. The Boakai government would have said, look, the first 100 days, we have sent about 100 students abroad. We send people to go do IT. There's modern technology. We need people to come and provide the needed education. We send people abroad to do maybe the military, right? Let them learn how to fix drones and other military things, hardwares and other stuff. We send people abroad to go do engineering, how to build bridges and other kind of stuff. If you say that, that's an achievement I just want to listen to. If I read that anywhere, I'll give you credit. But you can't tell me, say, oh, we're supporting struggling students to expand educational opportunity, implementing interventions to rescue at-risk youth, effective opportunity. Those things are just words, it's not, it show me actionable, the word action is it can be touched, is imaginative, right? It's something that you cannot pretend about. That's what I call, when you set your activities, and when you do one, you yourself, you will feel like, yeah, you have done something, right? So economic development, initial reforms and capacity building in all of these things you're talking about, you are not giving Liberian the opportunity to understand what you have done. When you see those things, they'll turn the radio off and do what it's supposed to be doing. But let's say, for example, if you feel a bridge, let's say there's a bridge between Clay Ashland going to Virginia, or from Virginia to Clay Ashland, you feel a bridge has been broken that we did not fix, and you fix it. Those people in that place, they will give you credit. Even if somebody's want to condemn the Boakai government, those people will be there praising you for what you have done, because we did not do it and you came and did it. But if we did not do it and you came, you did not do it, and you want to come and play with words and want Liberian to be hearing you, definitely that is not going to happen. Liberians quit to get fed up with people, government. So don't forget about that. That's the message I want you to take along with you. All right. So roles, right? How far did Joseph Boakai go with his promise? The rainy season, is it good for Liberian to travel? Let's understand it. So was Joseph Boakai promise an empty promise to say after 100 days, no cow gets stuck in the mud? Obviously, yes. That was one of the euphoria that goes with being elected, first time in your life to be a president of a country, and it's like taking deep breath and say, well, okay, I get the country now. So you talk. Trust me, I will make sure no cow gets stuck in the mud. Before you made those statements, you should have calculated everything that goes along with it, doing that, which is not feasible, right? But we know there are some roads being worked on. I saw some dusty roads, and people grayed out that dusty road that I saw online. I know there's some work going on, but is that sufficient to say the rainy season, Liberia can be safe? They can trust that things will not be like what it was during the weird government. If the answer is no, it's going to be the same thing, then you fill in this area too. Because I bet if the rain fell right now, places I'm not talking about the Southeast. I mean, I'm sure they're going to condemn the Boakai administration very soon, because just imagine what's going to happen when the rain falls. So these are things we look at when we talk about 100-day deliverable. So we want to keep discussing these things, because it's not when people make promises and they don't work, and Liberians sit there and think, say, okay, they get nothing to talk about, and letting people ride on them. They're not going to do anything substantial for the 1 year until you put more behind them and tell them, so you promised to do that, you did not do it. Let them feel the reaction from Liberians. Then they will be thinking serious about the 1 year deliverables. But if you are contented with the situation, you can tell me they're going to be contented likewise. They're going to be like, okay, you know why? Liberian people, like Samuel 12 said one time, Liberian people, you know how to please them. That's what things are. There's some people to demonstrate. This is not what you promised. This is not what you say you're going to do. We want to see this. Our community is raining. The roads are bad. There's no electricity. Our children are not going to school. They can't get 1 square meal per day and all of this stuff. Your cost not behind the government. The government said knows you how to get on feet. They don't tell you when people demonstrate, I mean, a war or disagreement with government. It means you just one of those bad people. So for roles, suppose that people come from Nigeria and not come. That's why May, right? April, June, it's going to be tough. I can assume. How many yellow machine has Boakai ordered? Even if they are not arrived, Boakai will say, okay, we have sent for 16 yellow machines. The public works minister get on the radio and say we have on the way, we have purchased 70 or maybe 20 yellow machines. We're going to each county get 1 yellow machine just for roads, just for quick impact. And as soon as we get those machines, they will be transported to different countries. And we have had people trained for those kind of stuff. So that would have been an achievement for the first 100 days. Nobody expect, and I'm honest. When I heard Joseph Boakai say that from the onset, I said that wasn't a realistic statement, right? So now let's ask Joseph Boakai for roles. Did you buy equipment for this 100 days, or have you ordered yellow machines for the country just for roles? Do you have mechanism for quota? I don't know how people do. I think people what else do I say? People, they got a way of fixing quota, right? I don't know whether Liberia can do that, right? You fix a quota. Are that being a part of quota that has been people just working to produce those things just for the respective roles? These are things that you should be doing. If the roles you want to pave the road with quota, then there must be actions that will lead to the quota being available. But if you don't have those things and just about, okay, we will make sure that no car will get stuck. Suppose car gets stuck, for God in heaven's sake, Joseph Boakai, what in Liberian should tell you? All right? Look at Brush, that's the Clareton, right? That place. I'm not sure whether they have conditioned those places already. But from right in Morovia, Joseph Boakai said he want to build 4-lane road, right? How far that has gone? Clareton to Douala. Want to build 4-lane road. I was the first person to Joseph Boakai that was not realistic. And you were not going to do it. Because he didn't give it a thought. But you know, bad people will really get into conflict in that place. And it doesn't sound reasonable to break down those hill structures. A 4-lane road, if I 4-lane road, I'm not sure. I mean, Joseph Boakai been to America, right? But 4-lane road, I'm not sure that he even give it a thought. So how far that's gone? Some talking about roads. Well, we're not saying the government's not going to work. The government has sufficient time to work. But some talking about 100 days, deliverables. What are the actions that Liberians can see now and see the government is serious they're going to work? So for rules, we're not going to get Joseph Boakai a positive mark. Gave you a negative mark for roles likewise. We don't see no action. I don't see yellow machine. Even the yellow machine can give, at least can give people the sense that look, these people are bringing yellow machine home. Just have a press conference. We are out of 15, 20, 100 yellow machine. We are very serious about it. Or I'm not an engineer, so I wouldn't know. So these are the engineering things we purchase. They're coming. Or we have signed these contracts with people. They're going to be here for major, massive road reconstruction. So yeah. So that's about roads, right? Agriculture. What is the does the government make any fund this year? Did Joseph Boakai make any fund? The dry season is here. Whether they have ever engaged, not even engaged, whether they even had um, the plan as to how they intend to engage in agriculture. We know agriculture is part of their arrest plan, right? But what is government doing this year now? What is the government doing? Can the government produce rice at the end of this farming season? What is the plan? Is the government going to make farming every county? At this time, when I was small in Moravia, at this time, they were doing those things, right? Green Revolution, people are doing farming, massive farming. Government officials were encouraged to make farm. You don't get white coat suit. You get the money. That's the only thing people need is the money. You get the money. Why can't you go and make a farm? You know. So what is the government making farm? Or just a scene show? Oh, we will. I don't want to even read what I saw online about some of their premises, right? But what is it? Are you making farm this year? Is government making farm to set the stage for other farmers to follow? The ordinary people, they don't get no choice. They're going to make farm. Even if one plot of land, they're going to do it and make farm money. But what's up with the government? Has the government secured land? So we're going to make massive farm. Charles Taylor, they're farming, right? Charles Taylor farm. I never went on farm before. I don't even know how it was looking. But Charles Taylor farm was all talk about. So are you making farm? Joseph Boakai. You from Lofa. All you say you from Lofa. Lofa people that farmer. Are you making farm? Have you gone to the land to say, well, let Librarians see you cultivating the land? This is May. People started branching since December. We are farmers. Since December. January, February gone. March gone. April gone. May. Or you say brushing? No, if you're brushing like Joseph Boakai, sorry, your farm, you're not going to yield good fruit. So these are the things you should be telling Librarian now. We are cultivating 100 acres, 200 acres, 1,000 acres of land. We're going to set the stage for Librarian to follow suit. Maybe he's doing it, but saying we don't know about it, they would say it the way you feel it, the way we say it. So that you will be moved. Your public relation people or your information people come and say, well, Joseph Boakai farm is live. This is the pictures. You take video, Joseph Boakai walking on his farm. And the Obino have strength, again, I don't want to go that right against him. All right, because the woman has much strength and energy, you probably say, okay, I'm going to look for the weekend for my farm. It means you trust the road now, you can go and come, but the woman do that 2-3 times, no, something else will happen. Right? So let's see what is fixable. What is the things that because if people are discussing these things, it's not going to change. Librarian will not change. Everybody will be there, and the woman is old now, or he's doing his well. Woman going to America, he going to what? He going to say, can you come deliver speech, or African summit, right? What are you going to say? If you're really active and working, sometimes some of the conferences give an excuse. What are you going to say to the African summit? The African problem people are not even handling that as African leaders. That's another subject by itself. You African leaders, what are you doing among yourselves? Or you come to America and come tell them, oh, this is what you're doing. You can't have your backyard is not clean. I think one kind of America can say what to the President of the United States. I know it's time to beg, right? That's why your officials should do that. Your foreign minister should be able to engage other foreign ministers, other public officials of the U.S. government, and government officials, the government officials, set the stage for a lot of things. You don't have to come to the conference. Every conference just to come and show up. It's not a place to come and say, well, Joe Biden will have so much time to talk to everybody. It's not possible. He has a strategic target. At that conference, there are strategic African leaders that you're going to talk to. Are you one of those? Now, again, that's a different subject. So all I'm saying here, the first 100 deliverables, there would have been actionable plans that Liberian would have seen you doing. Sanitation, no, Moravia still dirty. Roads, no, nothing is done. Car will still get stuck. Health, no. The children are still suffering from malaria. They still don't have that quick way of transportation to get to the hospital, clinic. Emergency situation. There are a lot of houses that got burned. There's no fire service vehicle in Moravia that can quickly reach a situation and save lives. First 100-day deliverables. That should have been some of the actionable things. You set things into motion. How many fire service vehicle did you buy the first 100 days? Since fire was one of those basic incidents that kept occurring even up to this time. How many fire trucks did you buy? Last time I said in the show, every area from Douala to Central Moravia, Claratown, Sinkhole, O Road, ERW Junction, all of those places you have fire service station there. Even at Sungan Low, or again, I don't want to tell you going to be there more hard. You'll get a means. Build a fire service hub. In almost all the places, a fire truck is there. So when people say fire, you don't have to go. I think they have fire service. I don't know where. Is that Snapper Hill? I don't know. I haven't been out of Liberia for some time now. Whether or not it's still at Snapper Hill. So when people are having fire in Oro, you're going to call people from Snapper Hill to go over there. I don't know now. I don't know. Don't hold me by that. But what I'm saying, you don't have fire service all over the place. But those things should have been strategic plans. That you would say, these are things we're planning, putting measure. We are order these cars. The cars will be here the first, maybe in 1 month, 2 months. The cars are going to be here. So these are the situations that we talk about. There are many things that we could talk about here. How many meals can a child eat by this time? Has that situation changed? No. The price of food, basic commodities. What's the price of gas right now? What's the price of 1 cup of rice? School fees. What are the reduction? I don't need to be the one making research for those things. You make it available, we definitely get it. Just distribute it. We get the information. If you have done these things, then of course the information people should get us, spreading the message and all of that stuff. All right. So we're not here we don't kind of praise Joseph Boakai. If he did anything good, we know the Bible will praise him. We're not people, because some people say, "Oh, I CDC man over there." Because when you talk straight like that, they link you. They talk about Joseph Boakai, then the CDC people link you. This is not a country of CDC and UP and that kind of stuff. If I had my own way, the two parties would have been out of power. No disrespect to anybody. I'm saying on the basis of facts, basis of working for Liberian. You're doing a good work, we will praise you. All right. So again, that's how far we want to come to this program. I wanted to stick with the 1 hour is 59 minutes and 6 seconds. Right. So in a 1 minute time, let's say it again. You have time. It's just about government. You have sufficient time. You have 6 years. How many cabinet meetings have you gone to? The result therefrom that Liberian can be showed off. Work hard. Make sure you deliver. Liberia, the country Liberia, is backward. You can make the history, especially your age right now. That's one reason why some people voted for you. So make it different. Okay? So we want to say thanks to all of you who paid attention to us today. And we want to say share the video, make a comment, just post any information you think we don't have. Maybe we can pick it and have another discussion. But until then, it was a pleasure having you with me today. Thank you so much. Have a pleasant and a wonderful, wonderful day. Liberia is what you have. Work on it. Conversation is better. Talk the issues. Make sure that the president hear your voices and let you understand that your conditions are not better and you need to tell him your condition must be better. But if you keep quiet, mean you're good. Okay? There's so much accident sometimes goes on. Nobody, no thorough investigation. People just go scot-free. In America, you're driving, you're paying forward attention because you know when you hit somebody, you know that you know what you're going into. Even your lesson, you know what you're going into. The financial burden, you know that. So when you get behind the wheel, you know what you're doing, right? But people go for lesson, get people lesson, somebody get ready, and sometimes people, oh my God. Anyway, that's another thing we'll discuss another time. Until then, it was a pleasant being with you guys.